Hello, my name's Tim Basley, and I'm here really to talk about how to make your own job. This has been inspired by a video I saw by a guy called Kev, Recreating Kev, I think his channel's called, and he made a video pretty much the same name, how to create your own job, I think he called his, but the reason why he inspired me to make this video is because he looks like he's more or less the same age as me, maybe a bit older. He's from, judging from his accent, not from a million miles away from me either, here in southern England, and he sounds like a very similar personality to me. Now in his video he was saying how he's never been able to work for other people. He tried it in his young days, didn't like it, soon realised that working in any kind of employed job just wasn't for him, and he spent most of his life doing a variety of self-employed jobs and working as a self-employed person, and that really resonates with me. That's exactly my journey, although it took me a little bit longer to realise that employed work wasn't for me. I spent a good deal of my younger years exploring different jobs, different careers, and I was always thinking, well, this job's not very good, but the next one, the next one's going to be really great. All I've got to do is get myself into that kind of job and everything will be rosy. And then I'd get into that job. I didn't seem to be too bad at getting jobs, actually, to be fair. I always managed to get into jobs I like the look of one way or the other. But I'd soon realised that, oh no, this job's not that great either. And it took me really the first half of my working life for me to realise. Obviously I'm a bit slower on the uptake on this than Kev was, but I eventually realised that no kind of employed work was for me. So around the age of 40, maybe slightly younger than that, I decided that the employed lifestyle wasn't for me, so I decided to become self-employed, and I went out there and I created or made my own job, and it can be a struggle sometimes, but it is doable, and for the life of me I really can't understand why more people aren't self-employed. I guess you've got the whole thing of with employed life, you've got a job, all you've got to do is just get up, get into work, do your job for 8 or 9 hours, or maybe longer than that these days, 12 hours, rinse and repeat 4 or 5 days a week, and then you get a monthly or weekly or monthly wage coming in automatically at the end of it. And you've also got the added bonuses of, if you're off sick for a few days, your money's going to still come in. If you go off on holiday for a couple of weeks, your money's still going to be coming in, which is things you don't have if you're self-employed. The way I look at it is, people don't really want to be self-employed. They'd rather be employed and work for a company, because they think that is a more secure path to take. And I get it, it can look that way, but on the other hand, we do see many a time how companies will just turn around, throw you on the scrap heap, make you redundant at the drop of a hat, and therefore is it really that secure? And I would argue that being self-employed is in a lot of ways more secure, actually, because all you really need to do is provide a service or product that people want, and then market that product in a way that gets sales, and your money is assured. And as long as you kind of keep on top of the trends and make sure you recognise if demand is starting to drop off, so that you can transition into maybe providing another product or service and migrate over to that, and then market that in the right way. I think that really is a recipe for living a very financially secure life. And in fact, I would say that the formula really for making a living, your own living that you created for yourself, there's really just a very, very simple formula for that. Number one is find a product or service that people actually want, not what you think they want, not what your mum or granny thinks people might want or might be a good seller, but what they actually want. And there's tools and ways and means of finding that kind of information out really easily these days. All we have to do really is go into the analytics of Google and other things like that, and put in certain keywords, and you can see what the demand for any particular type of product or service is. It is an absolutely amazing tool, and you can see if on that, using that data, if that particular service is underserved even. So there is ways and means of ensuring that you are going to be providing a service or a product that people actually do want. And once you've settled on that, all you've then got to do is get good at marketing and get good at selling. When I say get good, you don't have to be the world's best salesperson, the world's best marketing expert. You just have to be reasonably good at it, and there's many, many ways out there of ensuring that as well. There's lots of courses, lots of resources out there. Many of them are going to be on this channel in future videos, by the way, so it might be an idea to give me a thumbs up and even subscribe to this channel if that's of interest to you, because that is one thing I'm going to be focusing on: marketing, selling, running your own business, and really achieving financial independence, which is what the goal is at the end of the day. So that is primarily what this channel is going to be about going forward. So yeah, if that interests you, do subscribe. But yeah, there are lots of resources out there for you to become good at selling and marketing, or at least good enough. Now you might be thinking, oh Tim, there's no way I can sell, I'm an introvert, and I'm very shy around people. But spoiler alert, contrary to what you might think, contrary to what almost everyone out there thinks, introverts make the best salespeople, believe it or not. Because if you're buying something, say you've gone along to buy a car, who would you rather buy a car from? The typical kind of extrovert, gift of the gab kind of person who's giving you all the the sort of spiel, gift of the gab type of guy who is sort of real motor mouth, saying, oh yeah, this car's great and you'll be happy with it, that kind of thing? Or would you rather buy from someone who's a little bit more introverted, a little bit more quiet, a little bit more sort of genuine, earnest, and who's just calmly, politely just telling you what they like about the car themselves, and why they think personally it's such a good car? Well, I know who I'd rather buy from, and it would be that person. The point I'm trying to make is that you don't have to be a real gift of the gab extrovert type of person. You just need to know your product or service that you're selling. You need to be reasonably enthusiastic about it, and that comes from just knowing that you can provide a service that people want, that you can provide that need in society and satisfy that need in society, And if you're confident in doing that, in your ability to do that, then it is definitely possible. So yeah, the 2 steps are: find something that's definitely in demand, and then obviously you'd have to then go out and learn how to provide that service. Again, there's lots of resources on that. You can get trained up and running on a lot of in-demand skills fairly quickly. There's colleges, technical colleges around where you can do a course for a few weeks or a few months. And a lot of the time you don't even need to do that. You're in the right place right now, here on YouTube. All you need to do really is maybe binge watch over the course of a weekend or a week or so, all sorts of videos on a skill that you're looking to learn, and you either know that skill or you'd have at least had a really good start, and you'll know where to go to study it further. If you want an idea of what you can do, what's in demand out there, basically any service that a lot of people don't really want to do might be a good starting point. I'm going to give you 2 or 3 examples of what I'm talking about, and these are sort of skills, services that there's a lot of demand out there for, but there's not quite so many people out there providing the service to meet that demand. And like I say, it does tend to be things that people don't particularly want to do, at least not over a weekend where they've got to do it themselves instead of relaxing for a weekend or going out, seeing friends and all of that kind of thing. If it has to be the case that they do this activity instead, they don't want to do it. And that's where you step in by providing that service. So that brings me nicely onto the first thing, and that would be painting and decorating. Or if you're from abroad, it's often called house painting in other parts of the world, but here in England we call it painting and decorating, and that's just going around painting people's houses. It's a superb one. It's an easy skill to learn. You probably painted the odd room or 2 yourself, I'm willing to bet, in your time anyway, or if you haven't, just watch a few YouTube videos, find out how to do it, maybe practice on your own place, or friends and family, to get the practice in. They'll probably throw you a few quid or a few dollars your way for your trouble anyway, so that'll give you a good start. You'll be able to go out there and get your tools, which aren't particularly extensive. You just need trays, rollers, brushes, sort of a few other things, bits and pieces. But it doesn't cost a lot to get set up in painting and decorating. In this country, in England, if you wanted to do things properly, there are courses you can do at your local technical college. City and Guilds, and if you get some sort of City and Guilds certificate, that would sort of be a good thing to show prospective customers that you have got the skills to do this job. But if you're just doing common run-of-the-mill type of painting and decorating, redecorating bedrooms, redecorating living rooms, it's not rocket science, is what I'm trying to say. There's the odd thing that can go wrong. You have to make sure that the walls are sort of stable and that they're not crumbling or cracking. You have to deal with those issues before painting, but as long as you've got a bit of common sense, it is something that's quite easy to do. And I'm willing to bet, now this is early February when I'm shooting this, and so Christmas isn't that far away. It's still really in the memory, and I bet over Christmas, over the holiday season, you probably saw I'm guessing, if you're the average person, the various gatherings that you had, works dues, family dues, that kind of thing, you probably saw a good 30, 40, 50 people over the course of that period. And I'll tell you what, if you had said to those 50 people, in the new year, January the 1st, I'm going to be starting up a new business. I've given up my job. I'm going to be starting a brand new business, painting and decorating. I bet you would have had a lot of interest. You'd have had people saying, "Oh wow, really? That's amazing. I've got a couple of ceilings you could paint. I've got a spare bedroom that's looking a bit tatty. Come around and give me a quote. That would be fantastic." You would have had so much interest, and I bet you by about the 5th of January, when you'd sort of gone out and seen these people and their jobs, you'd have probably had a few decorating jobs in the diary. That is pretty much 100% certain. And painting and decorating is also what I'd call a really, really good diary filler. It's important when you're self-employed to get that diary, whether it's a paper diary like I use. I'm old school, but or kind of an app kind of thing that you might use. But either way, you need to get that diary full so that you've got your money coming in. But painting and decorating, you don't need that many jobs to get your diary full for a month and get that money that you need for that month coming in to cover your bills, etc. So let's say, just for the sake of argument, you need £2,000, just plucking a number out of the air. You need £2,000 a month to survive, pay your bills and have a bit left over for a bit of fun as well. So with painting and decorating, now I do a few other bits and pieces as well, property maintenance, electrician. I actually sort of expanded on my skills like I talked about a minute ago. So electrics are my main thing, but I still like to do a bit of painting and decorating because, like I say, it's a good diary filler. And I did a job just this week, just gone, just painting a large kitchen utility area that kind of led off the kitchen. I decorated all that, ceiling, walls, woodwork, doors, skirting boards, a few other bits. And that was a week's work, and I earned sort of cleared £900 on that. And it's nothing fancy. It's just an ordinary house, not a big house or anything like that. Ordinary people, but that is the going rate in this part of the world. Now, other parts of the world, you might earn a lot more. Other parts of the world, again, it might be quite a bit less, but around here and over most of the UK, that would be the going rate for a job like that. And so £900 for a week's work, you're almost halfway to that £2,000 target. And a couple of weeks ago, I did another job which cleared £400. And funnily enough, from the job I've just talked about, the kitchen job, they want me to go back. I'm going to be getting, I think, probably similar amount, maybe slightly more, maybe £1,000 I'll clear on that. So if, like I say, if that was all in the same month, it would be £1,000 plus £900 plus £400. So you're up to £2,300. So you've blown past that £2,000 target, and in only 3 different jobs, because it's such a good diary filler. And it's a very sought after service. Just think about it, if you went out and about, just friends and family, like I was saying, you said you do painting and decorating, you will get jobs coming in. You definitely will have jobs coming in. So that's just one example. Other things you can do, kind of closely linked to painting and decorating, would be becoming a handyman. Handy person, whatever you want to call it. Most people still call it handyman in this day and age even. Again, it's something else I've done, and again, You don't have to look very far, you don't have to talk to too many people until you'll get someone saying, oh wow, handyman, really? I could do with a handyman myself actually. Do you do fence repairs? Do you do, can you replace skirting boards? Yes, there's a load of things you can do as a handyman. Some of them not requiring that much skill. Flat pack furniture assembly you could specialise in. That's another good one. Lots of people get flat pack furniture because it's the cheapest type to buy, but it's hard to put together, or can be. As far as normal people are concerned, people who don't do it all the time, it can be hard to put together, or they just don't want to put it together. So handyman would be a really, really good one. It's something that people don't want to do, but so that means it's a service that you can provide. And then the third thing, and this is something my wife did, I was talking from personal experience, but she was in a job that she absolutely hated, customer services. So she took 3 months off. She learned bookkeeping stroke accountancy skills, and I can't remember what the course was, but it's one of the most major courses to learn accounting and bookkeeping in this country. And she did the course. She did the exams, passed them, and then she went out and got herself a job as an accounts clerk. She had to kind of build up to it, part-time work, temporary work to start with, but then eventually when she got that experience built up, she got into becoming a bookkeeper, stroke accounts clerk. And again, you think about it, she's chosen to go down the employed route, but you can easily be a self-employed bookkeeper. There's lots of people out there who have got accounts to do. Well, every business person, including me, has to do we all have to do our end of year accounts. It's not something I want to do, I like doing. So I'm happy to pay someone to do my own accounts, my own bookkeeping. And there's, pretty much every other business out there are in the same boat. They all need bookkeepers, accountants, etc. To do their work. Not the most glamorous thing in the world to do, I know, but it must be satisfying to do it, to make sure everybody's accounts adds up, kind of thing. And it's something that you can easily do self-employed and easily get sort of business in. So I really can't, if the one thing I can sort of say to you is I just can't recommend self-employed life highly enough. It is just fantastic, and if you do the right things and you kind of do it in the right way, learn those marketing and selling skills, you can have a very good, secure future for yourself and your family. And and if you want to learn these marketing and selling skills, like I say, subscribe to this channel. I've got a lot more coming, all about those subjects: marketing, business, financial independence, financial freedom. It's all coming. But I'll also leave you this video I talked about at the beginning from Kev. I'll leave a link to that in the description below here, so you can go and check out his video as well. And I'm going to leave it there. Hope this has been of use to you. Hope it's inspired at least a few people to maybe make that leap into self-employed life. I hope I've given you a few pointers, and it'd be fantastic if a few people who have watched this video, or Kev's video, or both of them, if they thought, you know what, if those two guys can do it, I'm going to do it. And if that's you, do come back to me and leave a comment in due course. But going to leave it there, and I'll be back very soon with another video. But thank you very much for watching. Tim Bazley, over and out.